So let's just reveal it. Let's see what we're rocking with. Tell me, what are we seeing?
Now, well, we're seeing the Wraith and the Viscous band come out yet again. Very popular characters here. Wait, this is the same draft from last time. Never mind.
Last time. So I'm going to pull it up right now on the screen. There it is.
There it is.
That's the new draft. Wow. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, so first thing that I saw, I see the Paradox band, which makes sense, but the Dynamo band is not. Dynamo has not been on the table like all day today. So very interested to see that band
their hands against 789 on the Sapphire Flame. Things are kicking off, and we can take a look at the lanes that we do have. Taking a look over towards Greenwich, we got the Viscous Lash paired up against the Wraith Abrams. I'm actually a big fan of this lane. This is going to be a fun one to see who comes out on top, because these are two very strong duos.
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed, was the Viscous Lash here. This is going to be both sides is going to be a tough lane, right? You have a lot of burst damage. You have a lot of get out of jail free card for the Lash. You can kind of slam in without really having to worry about it, because you have the cube if it doesn't look good after that initial descent. So there's a lot of ways to like get out of it. It can be a really tough lane if they get an early pick on the Wraith or something. We also want to look at this Mo and Pocket lane we have over here going up against the Kelvin Ivy, which is kind of interesting. Not a lot of damage. They do a lot of damage, as we see right here. Bungus is getting chunked. But two supports in a lane like that is not something we see like all that much.
No, but even still with the Ivy, like you said, you build into your gun builds, and you know that this Ivy can be an issue. We're seeing over towards Park. There's a little bit of a tussle going on between the Infernus and the Yamato. That's GL Dartian taking down Toxic Dado for the side of 789. Now pushing underneath that downtown Park Guardian. You see a trade inside Broadway. Maxicore traded there between Bungus. So you lose the Mo and the Kelvin, and things started to heat up a little bit on both sides. Nothing kind of edging out in a favor just yet. Still trades on the board.
Yeah, a lot of poke coming in on this Wraith as well. Viscous has quite a lot of that in lane. Like the damage always surprises people, how much damage the slimes from the Puddle Punch, as well as just his gun, can actually do. It's something you have to really watch out for. Looks like we got Asuka on the Mirage actually coming over for a gank. As the Tornado, the Lash is really low. They're looking for a pick on him. Going to go around this right side. We'll pick up the kill there. And the Viscous just going to have to retreat back to the shop. A nice rotation there.
It's a smart rotation, too, because, I mean, you had your minions pushed under tower over towards York Uptown, so the Lady Geist was preoccupied. You had the time, you made the effort, and you trade things out. That's going to give a little bit of pressure back over towards Specter Esports inside of Greenwich, and he gets back in time to catch the wave in York, too. So very smart plays there from the Mirage. Now Bungus in trouble yet again, going in for the score to see if he can heal up a little bit more, stay alive. The disarm onto Skevich is going to stop this Ivy for the time being. Bungus just trying to live inside of Greenwich, or inside of Broadway, pardon me.
789 are playing that matchup very well. They're keeping the Mo and Krill at a distance. They're not letting him get Scorn procs off. And they're just utilizing the Ice Beam, utilizing the Kudzu, to just constantly whittle him down and not really let him get too much onto the minions there. Big shoulder charge coming in. It's going to get the punch off, but there's the cube, bailing him out. Like we were mentioning earlier, the Lash doesn't have to be as scared about making those plays against the Abrams when we see right there, Viscous just can kind of bail him out like that. Some good coordination.
Oh, here we go. You're in trouble. Watcher's Covenant over towards Maxicore. You're getting chased down if you're Bungus. The punches, the melees trying to block out. Bungus going to go up as well for the spin. Now turning things onto Skevich with the help of Chola. The pocket comes in to help, and that's just the issues with Mo and Krill. I mean, as soon as that Scorn proc comes up and you're able to heal again, you're just able to turn those fights so easily, especially with the pocket on your wing.
Yeah, that was a really good Unburrow, too. He got a lot of hits off in that enclosed space like that. Looks like this Mirage going in once again on this Lady Geist, trapped behind the sign there. Is looking for the pick and walk around. It's going to be a nice, easy shot there to get ahead over in that, that yellow lane. Just keep rolling, but it's still a pretty tight contest. 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
This is one of the first games we've seen where it's only a 3K difference. A combo under the tower, though. Actually, Bungus gonna get some revenge there from that earlier kill. Now he's on a roll against this Ivy.
So for just a little bit of an overall look at this mini-map and kind of what we're dealing with in terms of pressure is that 79, they are winning the fights over towards Park. They have this Infernus underneath tower. Toxic Dotto has already died once as well, so Dartian is keeping ahead of this Infernus pick by about 1k. They're going to swap now with the Mirage, so you're ahead on the York side. See if you can switch up, allow this Infernus to maybe farm against the Lady Geist, an easier matchup, and see if 79 can, or at least Specter Esports can save this Park lane from losing the Guardian. The Guardian will go down, but without effort there from the Mirage, it is smart to see them at least trying to make some adaptations.
And now Yamato unleashed, coming after Bungus here in the shop. They are kind of hurt, but it looks like a 3v3 could be brewing. We have Kelvin and the Ivy as well going in here on the Mirage. The Stoneform not quite able to connect. Nemo and Krill coming in, very hurt. The Kelvin with the Ice Beam. Will be a Scorn proc off. Stay alive for just a bit. The Umbro is going to pick up the kill. The Yamato jumping in with the Crimson Slash. They'll get Bungus in return. Affliction not quite able to land. The Mirage trying to escape on 1 HP. Still alive. Oh, and then he's taken out right there. A nice little bomb. And now the Pocket versus the Yamato. They're still going at it. Pocket's trying to, looks like, make a nice disengage there. Don't want to risk it.
There's a smart play from Pocky. Just, I mean, you're already feeding into this Yamato. That's what we have been looking for with these Yam picks throughout the day, just to see somebody really take control of this game. I think Dartian is starting to look a little bit dangerous with this hero. 5k souls off. The only person to really match that is the Wraith on the other side. Here we go. Death Slam going to pick up the Abrams right underneath the Guardian. Headless in trouble. The telekinesis to come to help out the Abrams, so maybe the escape, and it looks like you're barely living here if you're Lash. You almost take down the Abrams, but that is a very good trade for Specter Esports.
Yeah, telekinesis just a moment too late to save Headless there. But those cards deal quite a lot of damage. However, this Viscous doing quite a lot of damage to this Wraith right here, just gunning him down.
There's the ult.
Retreat to the tower. Lash coming back in with the dive, gonna pick up the kill onto Ophi. I mean, some good plays coming out of 7, 8, 9 there to pick up both kills. A little bit of overcommitment. I think the Wraith got a little overconfident on how much space they were actually able to work with.
Has a smart play from Lash. OFE just disengages from that fight after getting hit by the telekinesis. Goes back to spawn and has the speed boost on the zip line. So able to just get back right away and trade out on that Wraith. Good help as well. Like you said, this Viscous is also doing a load of damage too with the slime ball, as well as this puddle punch. These combos are so deadly and can catch players out if they're not expecting it. So gotta be a little bit careful of that one if you're Specter Esports. It's gonna be tough to battle against as this Viscous does scale. Adrian looking to get pressured out. You can see Headless on this Abrams. Gonna duck on down and towards their camp. See if you can maybe get out, steal some farm, and your Pocket is in trouble. 3 members here from 7, 8, 9 inside the Greenwich lane. It looks like there's some players also rotating from Broadway. Scavenge is going to find Cholo. Here comes Headless in with the shoulder charge. Goes for the punch in. Almost parried out. Headless careful with those plays, because it seems like this Viscous has his head on a swivel.
Yeah, it can be very hard to lock down these characters on the 7, 8, 9 team. So many ways to get out, and been playing pretty well against this Abrams all match. Both sides now just looking to get some jungle. Only a 1k lead for the side of Specter Esports here. We do have the Mirage under this tower here. Twitch, Maxicore, and this Ivy going for a bit of pressure, but gonna have to back off out of that. Mo chasing down the Yamato in the jungle here as well, but so far no big engagements as both teams have kind of backed off with camps up now.
Well, this is the most even game we've had so far. 41k souls to 41k souls with 9 minutes in. I mean, this is going to be a battle. I feel like it's going to be a grind for both sides of them in the quarterfinals. You know, winner pushes into the semis. I mean, obviously you win this and you still have that chance for the first place spot, second place spot, or the third place matchup. So this would be a big win for either side. Asuka is taking down Scavenge. There's the Mirage pushing Broadway uptown underneath the Walker. That's going to force Maxicore to turn around, collect these souls of the ground, and hopefully push this lane back away from this walker. But in doing so, Asuka is able to rotate to Greenwich, help out this Wraith, see if you can double up and start to flood these lanes. It's going to call for some reaction from 789. You see they were grouped up towards York, but here comes the Yamato and the Ivy to see if they can catch these players. Bungus not going to be here in time, so you can see that Asuka's and OFE just backing away. Stormform in, Asuka's in trouble, and the Cold Front assisting in. Scavenge taking down the Mirage, and that was a great answer back from 789.
Yeah, they saw them putting that pressure on the Walker there and didn't really ever back off. Sort of stayed longer than, they maybe should have been allowed to, and 789 were willing to punish that. Ivy, picking up the KO here. Looks like Bungus going in. A lot of damage onto that Ivy, but they will be slipping away there. We just see Kelvin carrying the urn, looking for this delivery. In a dead tie game like this, these are going to be more and more important than they are in a blowout here. So I think we're going to see Specter Esports look to respond to this possibly. They only have a couple members on the map over there. The Infernus in the pocket. It's going to be a 3v2, 3v4.
You don't really have lane pushed up here. You're underneath Guardian, and you're just trying to hold this one down. So Adrian trying to hold them back with that soul. Urn is returned. And that is a big play for 789 to recognize the possibility with the lane being pushed underneath that York Guardian so far. Savage again going to be in trouble. Asuka is going to tornado through them. The stuns up. Friendly Walker down over towards Park. So that's now Specter Esports getting a trade of their own. They lose the urn, but they get themselves a Walker. And here comes Solar Hound on the flank. Scavenge going to find OFE. You can see that 789 want to collapse on these players. The slime over towards Asuka's on the exit as the Mirage. Can he get away? Does he have the tornado available? Puddle Punch going to be expended. Everybody just trying to catch up towards where this Mirage is gone, but he is long gone. Already wind in the sails.
Mirage getting out of there. Yamato picking up a quick kill there, though, as well. As finally a substantial, well, I say substantial lead. It's literally only 1K at this point for the side of Specter Esports, but all the Guardians are pretty much down. There's still one up over on that far yellow lane that 789 are going to have to bring down at some point, and there are one Walker lost as well. So in terms of objectives, Specter Esports a little bit ahead, but we're starting to see some builds start to come online here as well. Some of the core items getting picked up. We're seeing a lot of cold fronts for farming, and that spirit damage, how much spirit damage is on 789. Those items are going to be dealing quite a bit because they do scale with that extra spirit that you're getting. So that's just even more spirit coming out from them.
So this is a moment where Specter Esports, although you lose out on the urn, we get a pause and we get to kind of judge and determine what's going on right now. So it looks like it's a tech pause. Mouse died for one of the players. Should be able to plug that one in, it seems, and get right back into the action as soon as possible. But we're sitting here with, like you said, a substantial lead for Specter Esports in terms of souls, taking down that Park Walker. They're going to be now looking to hold their objectives. As you can see, 789 putting on the pressure. Dartian shoving this lane over towards Park downtown side. You see Headless goes down. It's a big kill from Adrian with a ton of support from the rest of your team. You lose the Broadway Walker if you're Specter Esports, and 789 just doing a fantastic job at trading through this map. You can see them all now rotating over towards Park to collect this Walker, and Specter Esports shoving into Greenwich Uptown to see if they can get trades of their own.
Yeah, and those Walker trades are so important right now. Those flex slots at this stage in the game. You're looking to get more of those tier 2, tier 3 items. You're not really building into those tier 4 ones or those upgraded ones just yet. And getting those extra slots is so important. And looks like the team's trading here. Now it's 789 actually up by just a little bit as this game still neck and neck. Looks like Bungus catching someone out in the shop there, but Adrian gonna make a quick escape. Bungus still kind of trapped back there though. 789 might look to collapse on this Mo if they can find him. The Yamato in the area as well. Bungus is just trying to make the great escape and steal some jungle along the way, it looks like.
So 7-8-9, because of all of this, again, you just see the teeter-totter of a lead between both of these teams. They are keeping on a path for just making this a tight game. 2 walkers down on both sides. You still have that Guardian up in York for the side of Specter Esports. 3 members also rotating to see if they can catch this Geist. McGinnis has the combo up. And the cold front as well at the ready, just in case you wanted to maybe do some extra damage heading in towards it. Bunk is going to be caught here with a stone form, along with the cold front here. Catches the Ivy, but goes into Burrow extremely low there. Eric Pritz, this Lady Geist, the spirit damage, just doing so much to this Mo and Krill. And this could be the chance for 7-8-9 now to push in towards this Guardian. See if they can take it down. Bunkus dies, and the Guardian is wide open.
Yeah, that was a really good bait there from 7-8-9. Bungus thought the Lady Geist was alone. The Ivy, though, came up right behind. And, of course, the rest of the team was able to collapse toward the end there. I mean, you got improved burst, improved cooldown, bullet resist shredder, mystic shot here on Lady Geist. Like, you're able to pump out the damage so much, and your gun is dealing quite a lot as well with those extra little gun items. Lady Geist can really become a threat. Very quickly on, is a little bit behind on souls compared to some of the other players, but you don't necessarily need that when you can swap health bars, and when, like we see, 7-8-9 are providing good support with their team, just able to kind of collapse and make those sort of trap plays to bring the carries of the scary characters from Specter Esports into a bit of a tricky situation where they know they can get a checkmate.
Well, now things are starting to get a little bit scary, Lego, as you're kind of looking at this one. Although it's a very thin lead for 7-8-9, that lead has grown to 10K. And obviously Specter Esports are only, one team fight, one objective away from, evening these odds. But it's going to take potentially a team fight or two to really maybe shift things back into your favor. If you're Specter Esports, 7-8-9 have just done a good job at trading objectives, being there for fights, and, now running Earn yet again. But this is a bit of a forced Earn. You see that it's going to be in the side of Specter Esports. You're going to have to go deep into enemy territory to return it. And in doing so, I've seen a lot of teams use this as mostly bait, just to see if they can force a reaction from their opponents to hurdle inside of this objective. It's not going to happen this time. As you can see, a big team fight happening over towards York. Skevich looking to get there in time. You lose out on Ellis Fritz. Here comes Dartier to see if you can trade onto Bungus. You do, but still lots more work to be done before 7-8-9. So the Abrams caught into the stone form. The Ice Beam just chipping away at Headless. And another kill for 7-8-9. 2 down for Specter Esports. Toxic Dado grabs the Urn, trying to run it back. And it looks like it's a race from 7-8-9 to see if they can stop it.
Yeah, 3 members collapsing in on this. They're into the spot right there, though. The Ivy getting there in time. The Kelvin as well. So much slows. Toxic Dado still not dropping the Urn just yet. It's going to go down. There's a free Urn for 7-8-9. Probably the worst outcome for Specter Esports there.
It's not delivery, it's Dado.
Yeah. For real, but looking at some of these builds, this Kelvin just building pure support here. A lot of resistances. Just looking to... You have the Divine Barrier, the Rescue Beam, the Healing Nova. Just pumping out heals for the rest of the team. The Ivy was also building a lot of support items. On Yamato, though, something notable. This is kind of a gun Yamato, right?
Yeah,
we got
it's kind of weird.
We got Glass Cannon. We got Bullet Lifesteal and Headhunter. This is not something you see all that often, especially the early Glass Cannon.
It seems like a very brawly build to go for somebody like Yamato. I mean, you don't have that... infinite ammo or off the infinite life off of the ultimate this time. You see the Rejuvenator is going to be picked up by 7-8-9, so that's a big swing for them yet again, just continuing to grow this lead now 123 to 105k souls. A couple kills on the Specter Esports as well, so this is a really good chance for 7-8-9 to really set themselves up for a potential win.
Abrams is over here.
Yeah, with the Yamato this far ahead as well, it's definitely going to be an issue to deal with. No deaths, not losing any glass cannon stacks. 7-8-9 now just pushing into the base here. They're going to be able to get at least one shrine off of this. Big Death Slam, though, coming in. Can't get them into the base. The Alchemical Fire dropping down. That's going to be a few picks. 4 dead on the side of Specter Esports. A 7, 8, 9. Let's just push with the Rejuvenator. This second shrine's
could
going to
be
be
it.
gone here as well. This might be the Patron, the first stage of it.
Could be the game. I'm looking at this too. You got 40 seconds cooldown on the Infernus, 30 seconds on both the Wraith and the Abrams. It's going to be down to the wire for them to, get back into it. You do have the Affliction, you have the combo, you have abilities here to stall things out, but what you're not going to have is that Infernus ultimate for the mass stun that you hopefully want inside of that pit. So 7, 8, 9, they have chances to win things out. Move on to that semifinal, play against Hydra Nation, one of the best here in North America, and it's going to start now. Transformations in, and it is just getting burned all the way down. Oh my goodness, Specter Esports pushing forward. As soon as somebody was pushed into an overextended position, you had players collapsing from the outside lanes, and Solar Hound was doing a great job on...